My name is Courtney, and I am Courtney Caroline Art on social media, and I paint acrylic paintings. The inspo for my art is travel, and it kind of came out after COVID is where I wanted to paint food, just because it brings people together, and we had been lacking that just as a community for so long. And I've had the opportunity to connect with so many amazing, incredible people through my art. And for example, the chili crisp, I am trying new foods. I have recommendations from people who view my art and say that I should paint this or that. I have traveled to Europe. That's mainly where I've been because I lived there for a while. And I think just in their sense of community is food, right? A lot more than North America. And a lot of my other work is in mental health and substance use, and I think there's such an issue with that here because there's a lack of community. So in Europe, there's just this beauty of people coming together and closing down streets, right? For a whole meal, the whole town comes together and sits down, and it's this livelihood of music, food, laughter. This is from Sicily, Italy. I've eaten all the food. Yeah, I think it would be hard to paint something that I haven't eaten. I moved to Vancouver 3 years ago, and I just started painting on the regular a year ago. I've always done art throughout my entire life. I've always painted, I've done some drawing. I took classes in high school, and then I also had a private art teacher occasionally on the weekends, and they are an Okanagan artist and quite famous, Heidi Thompson. She was amazing. So I went to her studio, and she actually taught me the technique of having the orange undertone in the painting. I think for me, the orange is typically the opposite color of what I usually paint with, especially in this one. You can see a lot of blues, so the opposite of that is orange, so then it makes the blue pop more in the actual painting. And then it just became my style, so I've just kept the orange undertone. So the specific shade, I did a lot of mixing colors before, but then this is actually a local paint. So Chroma Artist Acrylics is on Granville Island. They make their paints on the island, Granville Island. And this shade is Benzoyl Orange, and it's what I've been using for the last several months for my undertone, and it's just this beautiful reddy orange color. The pigment really complements my paintings, I think, and I always want to support local. I paint a lot of local places, or have been. The ones that I'm showing right now aren't so much, but I'm trying to represent Vancouver local restaurants, cafes, and then also paint. So this cow that I painted was from my most recent trip in Spain. I did one of the Camino trails, the Camino Primitivo, with one of my best friends, and in northern Spain, the main part of their diet is beef, and so the only thing we really had was beef, potatoes, wine, and so I wanted to represent that with the cow. My friend took the photo, and then I painted it. And then that's just a random product painting. I like to do those as well. Italian tomatoes, and then of my kitchen, so it's all very personal to things I've experienced, and all the paintings I have are photos that I've taken or a friend has taken. So typically how I started painting is I do the undertone with the orange-red, and then I do 3 tones of blue to sort of pick out the shadows of the painting. But then with the kitchen, I just sort of kept going with the blue and kept it as is, and I love it, and I just didn't want to add any color. And I wanted to paint my kitchen because it represents the place in my home where people gather, and I have friends over, and we have potluck dinners, book clubs, and drink wine and make food together. Fife Bread is one of my favorite bakeries in Vancouver. They have the best olive sourdough bread and croissants, and then Cow Dog Coffee is just around the corner, and it's a new pop-up, and they do amazing iced coffee, and then they also have matcha, and they do an iced strawberry matcha, and it's incredible. So I want to support small local businesses, and that's what I'm doing through this painting. Yeah. At the Under 100 art show, I'm mainly going to have prints and then originals as well. And I would like to bring several original product paintings that I've been doing. So I'm just trying to gather local products, but then also just products that every household typically has, so it's very relatable and brings people together. There's a lot of conversation around it. And I will also have some stickers. Yeah, so I think for the Under 100 show, my goal for that is, one, connecting with more of the art community in Vancouver, because that's something I really want to get more involved in, and just meet people who love food, who love travel. I love just hearing people and their travel experiences. It inspires me to go on my next travel and try new food. And it's just something that everybody can resonate with, food and travel, especially the food piece. And yeah, it makes people happy, right? They have a memory that's associated with a can of tomatoes. They have like a family recipe that they always used it in, or it reminds them of someone that is no longer in their life, right? And they have all these memories and it makes them happy, and it brings people together. And that's what I hope to do at the Under 100 show, is just have more of those moments with people who enjoy my art.